So the oil filter's down here, nice and easy to get to. So 32mm. Could do with a shallow socket, but I don't have one. Now I'll just slacken it off and then I'll drain the oil. So there's no cover or engine tray cover on this engine to take off. It's missing already. I have noticed that the sump plug's leaking. You can't change the washers on these. It's a metal washer, fixed washer. So it's cheap enough just to get another plug, so we'll replace the plug because this plug's obviously been used too many times. That is leaking now. So we'll drain the oil. It's a 19mm. Oh, I don't like the feel of that. Maybe that's why it's leaking. It feels like it's being cross-threaded, this thing. Oh God, I hope not. Oh, yeah, it looks like it stripped a bit of the thread in there. Let's see if I can get you closer. I don't know if I'll focus in, but if it focuses, you can see on the left. It's just pulled the thread out. So I'll have to try and see if I can chase that. Now while it's draining, and just pull this out. That's definitely overdue. You can tell because it starts separating. So we'll change that out. Right. Change the seal over. Give that a clean out. Perfect. Now I'll just run a little clean oil around that seal. Oil we're using is 530 for Volkswagen, Audi. Oh, it's a Volkswagen group. Now I can put that back in the car. So I got a new sump plug because we've got this fixed washer on them, and I thought that's why there was an oil leak, but it's probably because whoever did it last has been a bit rough and damaged the threads on the end. That's probably why it's leaking, but we'll put the new one in anyway. Hopefully it'll help a little bit. We'll just have to monitor it going forward. So the torque setting for this is written on the top, it's 25.5 Newton meters. We'll just put it down to this. You can't really over tighten these, to be fair. They'll only go so far, but don't be crazy rough with them because it is just plastic, so you'll crack it and then you'll know you've over tightened it. So now you could put the engine cover back on and fill it up with oil. But what I like to do is I like to fill the oil up first and then run the engine and just double check there's no leaks coming from here, and then we can put the cover on. Right, so I'm going to put the new sump plug in. Hopefully it doesn't do too much damage. Oh, it's going in a lot smoother than the other one, which is great. The threads on the other plug did have some notches out of it, so that probably didn't help. Oh yeah, feels much better. I see it quite a lot on these VAG engines, that the sump plug's damaged or the threads. I don't know why, people are just a bit too rough with them, or they reuse the plug too many times. I mean, it's only 4 or 5 quid for a new sump plug. And the torque settings are 30 Newton meters, which isn't a lot, especially going into alloy. It's easy to strip. And that's it. That's all it needs. But without a torque wrench, it's really easy to just go a little bit further, and then that's what damages the threads. So if it's your first time or you're just a keen DIYer, then definitely invest in a torque wrench. This has probably been done by a garage, so you know, even some of the professionals go a little bit too far sometimes. But just take care, just take your time, take care of it. There's no hurry. Hopefully that'll stop the leaking, but we'll keep an eye on it, because the last thing we want to do is be replacing the sump. Although there is a couple of options we could go to before that. We could get a thread chaser, and then we could get a helicoil, but I'd rather neither of those things, to be honest. Now we'll fill the oil up. So the oil capacity on this engine is 4.6 litres with the filter. Right, so this is the engine that doesn't have a dipstick. It does have the tube for it, which is here. It's got a blank and bung in it, so you can get a dipstick for it. But I don't have one, so I'm going to have to rely on the computer inside. So we need to reset the service light, the oil inspection, so we'll just push car, and then which dial do I use? Oh yeah, back to front. Oil service interval display. Click on that. Oh yeah, it tells us when it's due. 2 days. Reset. Yes. Perfect. Now we want to just check for any leaks. So actually the oil capacity is 5 litres with a filter. I was looking at a petrol model, so it's 5 litres. Right, so we've got service in 2 days, 1400 miles. So I've done the oil reset on here, which goes service interval display. So the oil date has changed, but the service one hasn't. Now you can't reset that on here. You can only reset the oil life. So I will have to get out the diagnostic machine and do it that way. So I'm just using a snap-on Solus service interval reset. So we've already reset the oil interval, so we'll just reset maintenance interval. Perfect, and that's it. So that should clear the oil warning, or the service warning on the dash. Right, so the service light's cleared now. Now we need to check the oil level. Car, oil level. We'll wait for it to warm up a bit, and then we'll come back and check it. Alright, so in the manual it says to check the oil level, you have to have the engine up to operating temperature and then shut it off and wait 2 minutes and then check it on the onboard computer. So we've had it running. Oil level. Alright, so we put about 4.6 in, and it's on the minimum, so it is 5 litres this, not 4.6, it's 5 litres for the diesels. So I'll go and top it up, I'll put the last of that in and hopefully that'll change. Alright, so the full 5 litres is in, and that's what it's come back with, bang in the middle. Oh, it's creeping up a little bit. Level okay, so yep. I'll give it a run and then I'll check it again and see if it changes. Alright, so it's just sitting there with the 5 litres in. So there's room to top it up. I guess that's where it's meant to be.